Today I wanted to talk about something. I don't even know if I can get it out right, but what I wanted to talk about today was how special you are, or how important you are to the narcissist. And I don't think a lot of people talk on this. I'm gonna try and talk on it, and so it may be a little bit more creative if I can get it out. But along the lines of, you were grade A supply, which, like I said, you don't ever want to be grade A supply. You always want to come off that. But if you were grade A supply and you left the narcissist, or you got discard from the narcissist, we all know the narcissist is impulsive. So, you know, even if you were discarded, doesn't mean that they know what the heck they're doing. Well, they've left and come back so many times that they always feel like they can get you back, and in their pridefulness comes before the fall, right? And that's to say that at some point in time, you're not going to take them back. That's when the major fall occurs. Just like anything else, pride before the fall works in any prideful way. It's a fact. And so in the case of you and the narcissist, this is where it becomes a fact, is when you won't take them back anymore, because you've either smartened up or had enough, or came to the epiphany that nothing is ever going to change, or that I could do better by myself. I could fight better by man, you don't need somebody. If you're going to be walking around the enemy all day, who needs them, you know? But sometimes we got to come to this realization. And I guess what I wanted to say is that when you are out of their life, man, or they've had an impulsivity to go off with some new supply, and then, you know, like I said, they may find out within, 2-3 weeks that they ain't got nothing to give. And then, they can't come back to you, because why? They got that pridefulness, so they'd rather just wait, because a lot of times you hoovered yourself. You were that low-hanging fruit, so they'll just be like, man, as much as they want you back and need you back, and they're enticed to get you back, they a lot of times they'll delay it off like they can handle it. This is where they try to find somebody that at least fits your profile. Because when you are with the narcissist and you're the grade A supply, you're usually the best. A lot of times what they do is they try to seek for the higher standard in each next new supply as far as their grade A, right? So, if you are that true grade A supply, you're probably going to be, there's a good chance that you could be the best they ever had. That's part of the reason why they keep coming back to you, because they set their standard on their best last, or else they're going to continue to try to get that person back, right? Remember, I spoke on that you are the standard, and if they can't get somebody equal to you or greater than you, they're going to be forever stuck. Okay, and that's why at some point, if you refuse to take them back over and over again, this is where they will find a grade A supply that is the best they can find outside of you, knowing that they can't get you back, but they would still try to take you back even with their new supply, of course, right? Still, I'm saying they're not going to give up. Your absence for so long, and to the point to where you've refused them for so long, they have to start doing something. And so if they can't get equal to you or greater, if you're the best, then that's when they start to convert their new supply into a version of you. When they talk about, like, they have them dress like you, act like you, go to the same places as you took them, this is when they start to mold the best thing they got. It ain't you, okay? It ain't you, but it's the best they can get. So they're like, well, let me just see if I can do my best to convert this individual into you. And that's where that comes along. That construct comes along like that, right? Remember, they say that the narcissist, they will throw you under the bus. They don't give a damn about you. That kind of thing. They are a construct of the enemy, right? If you even think about it, you demons in Genesis 6, and if you read the book of Enoch, this is where demons came from. They came from they're not fallen angels. They're the disembodied spirits of the giants from Genesis 6. They're called the Nephilim. I believe that mythology is pre-Noah's Ark flood reality, but they turned mythology into, these fake book stories, and what all these tribes made up. They didn't make them up, man. This is verbal history that came down the line, down the pike, so to speak, from generation to generation. I think to some degree it came through down verbally, because historically speaking, our history has been all tampered with, but that's for another day. But my point is if you read the book, if you have read the book of Enoch, it was kind of like fallen angels mated with human women. That's where they got giants in the land. Disembodied spirits of the giants were the Nephilim, were demons. Okay, so fallen angels are fallen angels, but they were created by God, and then they fell. But there was a group of fallen angels that came down and saw the women of men who were fond of them, and they took them as their wives. And they're called the sons of God. Sons of God are always fallen angels. Adam, and Jesus is the son of God, but also a son of God. We are sons of man, daughters of man. So that's where you get that from. And that's really why God flooded the earth out. It wasn't because of great sin in the earth. It was because everything was manipulated. All flesh was sinful, because it was all copulations from these fallen hosts. That's why God actually had to even send the clean animals to Noah. But let's not get off topic. My point was disembodied spirits of giants are demons, not fallen angels. And demons are copulations. They were both human mixed with fallen angel. That's what giants were. So they did have some attributes, and they did have some spiritual power from their fathers, the fallen angels, mixed with humanity, the entanglement with humanity. So they were intertwined into humanity that way. Now, when they died, the giants died. The giants, their spirits roamed the earth. They weren't really allowed to go to hell unless they were sent there, but they couldn't go to heaven. So they're dirty spirits. And it talked in the book of Enoch. I mean, I don't know how much you can vet it, but it is in the Ethiopian canon. So it says something. And the book of Jude, and all real throughout the Bible, they use the book of Enoch, and it's almost word for word for the parts that they did use it. So it seems like the prophets may have had the book of Enoch in hand. But nevertheless, I think there's at least some vetting of this book, quite a bit of it. But it talked about during that Genesis 6 time that they always had evil in their heart all the time. These giants and these Nephilim and all these different sinful deeds, from weapons of war to, wearing like sexual stuff and makeup and eye makeup, all kinds of stuff. Okay. But my point is they were corrupt, like continually, always. And, that's the seed of the serpent, of Satan. These are the real true, this was like the true bloodline of the enemy, literally. So this is what demons are, and demons are in these individuals that you are dealing with. And so when you're dealing with individuals of this nature, they are always continually evil. I mean, you can't tell me one good deed that they've really done for you that hasn't been just cloaked under, the coverage of goodness. What I wanted to get out of this too was the fact that you are the center of the fuel matrix. You are the center of the fuel matrix of the narcissist. When the narcissist loses the center of the fuel matrix, the grade A supply, it makes them lose other forms of supply. And a lot of times they could become a hermit. They could become like almost sick, man, and end up like you may not see them, and you may think that they're with other sources of supply getting it off and stuff, and that may happen for a couple weeks, but at some point in time it's going to hit them like a ton of bricks that you ain't there no more. And what they thought they could do without the presence of you, they can't do it. But they continually try to do this because they never learn, and they can never go inside. They can never respect, right? And that's their major problem with them. They never can look at themselves, and then they continually corrupt themselves. So now they really can't look at themselves, because now they look so evil that they'd almost have a heart attack, man. They want to run from themselves. And so it just continually molds into a big ball of worse running, I don't even know if that doesn't even sound right, but I think you get the drift. And so when you're the center of the fuel matrix of the narcissist, they didn't realize how important you were, but it's very easy for them to forget these things, but it comes back to reality real quick. And when they can't find that grade A supply or that replacement that's as good as you or better, they're totally screwed, because, technically when you look at the narcissist, they're actually searching for perfection, and that's why they have, in a way, black and white thinking. There's no gray areas with them, because you're all perfect and then you're all bad, because they want perfection. An interesting point in itself. But when you're the center of the fuel matrix, what they like and what they're missing now, and this is not that it's good and it's not where you want to be, but the fact of the matter is, we're just kind of defining things and talking about things. And yeah, maybe I'd be jumping from top to topic right here, but I still want to get these points out, whether they mesh together or not. I think that you can follow me. I think a lot of times what the narcissist, where they get a lot of supply and fuel from you, that I don't think that you realize, is that when they have a grade A supply, they love, a huge major supply for them is for them to cheat on you. They cheat all the time. And for them to be able to cheat on you and get over on you and have secrets, and knowing that they're playing you and you accepting it and taking it, I mean, this gave them huge amounts of supply. They blame shift on you, all that stuff, that projection, all that stuff. Now they're either like a hermit, they're sick, they'll be going at everybody. They'll be angry, boy. They're angry. It's like angry animals, right? You were the one that actually brought them down from their animalistic beast system, beast mode. You took them from being an animal to actually being part of humanity. Because when you're grade A supply, you've supplied for them so well that you actually make them look human and operate correctly for a while, while they're doing all this crap in the background. The other thing is the narcissist, man, you never can have any kind of enjoyment with them. They're like the complete buzzkill. They're the complete, like, destruction of any kind of joy in your life. At some point, you get looking forward to, and ahead to the future. Part of your sick, you feeling sick all the time and stuff, and feeling depressed and stuff, is because you have nothing to look forward to. Because if you ever have a cool holiday to look forward to, the narcissist is going to ruin it. It's like they're the policeman for Satan, so that, all happiness has to be destroyed, man. It's like, and part of it is because they have to have you lower than them, or else you're a huge threat to them. And then if you're above them in any kind of stature, whether it be happiness, financial, and it's not like you're saying I'm above you, it's just that's how they look at you, then they have to take you down, because you're a threat. So if you're happy, they got to make you unhappy, because they're never happy. So they have to blot that out of you. The thing they hate about us is we could self-regulate, and we can heal, we can come back. We always come back for more. Like we got fight in us, but we got soul. A beautiful thing about us is we have a fighting soul. And for a lot of us, I hope to say that we're waking up, and we're gonna walk away from this folly. We're gonna turn from it. We're gonna do what would they say in the military, an about face, right? You turn the opposite way and you march the opposite way. And that's what repentance is. The road to repentance is to do an about face, which is when you're marching in the direction, when they stop and they make a specific turn the opposite way in a march. And in their sternness, they walk the opposite way. They march the opposite way. That is what true repentance is. It's to turn with sternness and to march in the opposite direction. Say, I'm not going to do this anymore. And so, I don't really know what my message is today. but it's a culmination of that you are the center of the fuel matrix when you're grade A supply. And when you walk away from the narcissist, they have other sources of supply, but they're going to lose some of them because they don't care about them, and then they're going to neglect them because they're trying to get you. They don't know what to do, but they can't really literally come back to you because they have too much pride. So they're going to hang out for a while. And then you're not going to come back because this is the last time that you've given them. You had enough. So then what's going to happen is now what's going to happen is you want them to give you a lot of time away because you're healing. You don't want them to come back. You don't want to talk to them. It gives you time to heal that trauma bond longer. You want the longest amount of time you can get away from them and heal, because they're going to come at you and you want to be strong. You want to be strong. You want to be able to withstand, the enemy. And that's why sometimes you just want to not talk to them, but you want to do it peacefully if you can. You just kind of want to drift off into the wallpaper when you leave the narcissist in the beginning. You don't want to fight with them. You don't want to try to stimulate them. You don't want to try to get them to see you and how well you're doing. No. That's what you don't want to do. What you want to do is just hide out and heal, because they're coming back and you want to be strong and be able to withstand them. Those hoovers are coming, man. They're coming, baby. They're coming, and you got to be able to withstand it. When you're sitting out there trying to turn the narcissist on and trying to get them to look at you and all that stuff, you don't want that, man. And you don't want to cuss them out. You don't want to get angry with them. You just want to drift off, man. You want to drift off into the wallpaper. You want to just drift off into the scenery. You don't want to stimulate them. You don't want to talk to them, but you don't want to even start them up in an argument or anything. You want them to enjoy as much supply out there as they can find, because you don't want them kind of coming back. You want to get time away. The longer time you're away, the better you heal. And it's the opposite between you and them. And you may be sidetracked by some of your heartbreaking stuff, but get this, know this. I told you about the 14 benefits. You get better the longer you're away from them. From day one, you start getting your energy back. What happens to them? They start getting their energy drained, because they're the opposite of you. You and them are on two different sides of the spectrum. It's like Christ and Satan. They're two different sides of the spectrum. When you're together with the enemy is sucking you dry. They're strengthening that trauma bond. But that from day one, the longer you stay away from them, your energy increases, your health increases, your mind clarity comes back, your creativity, your open doors to God's, the seat of God, through your prayer life. And the opposite's happening for them. Maybe not the first week or so, but they think that they can handle life without you, and they can't. They can't. Their only success is all the stuff that they've sucked off you. But they don't get it. They're never going to get it. And you don't want them. Who wants that? Who wants them? You're begging to get the most corrupt individual that almost in the world, man, back in your life, so they can continually knock you down and destroy you? What the hell are you thinking? You gotta wake up, man, because this is your soul, and this is where things get serious, man. You have opportunity right now, and it may look bad to you right now in your mind, your heart, and maybe in your finances and stuff, but in a year things will be turned around, and whatever the enemy stole from you, God's going to give back to you probably 10, 20, 100-fold. But you got to walk by faith, not by sight, and determine that you're going to get through this. And you will. So stand tall, soldier up, peace out, love y'all. Like, subscribe, give me a thumbs up. Be safe. Love y'all. Bye.